Good evening, Wareham. This is a meeting of the Wareham Finance Committee on Monday, October 6, 2025. The time is 6:05, and we're in room 520 of the Multi-Service Center. I'm now calling the meeting to order at 6:07, and we will do a roll call.
Bernie Pigeon.
Alan Slavin.
Jerry Stefanski.
And Jody Smith.
Online.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who do we have online?
Heidi.
Brianna King.
We got you.
Okay, Brianna, Heidi, are you up?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure. If I could ask all the rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to get right into the hearings. In the hearings, we're going to start with the CPC. Who's here representing them? Would you please come up front?
Sandy Slavin, Treasurer, CPC.
Sherby Worthen, Clerk, CPC.
Oh, Sandy, you beat me to asking you to introduce yourself. So we're going to get right into it. We'll start with Article 10, Herring Tavern Rehabilitation.
This is a request. I gotta find it. From the Wareham Historical Society for $640,000 for the rehab and restoration of the exterior of the Herring Tavern. I'm here to answer questions.
I'll go through the chair.
Any questions?
What kind of what kind of restoration work are you accomplishing, or is they asking
The
for?
exterior, windows, doors, siding, roof, around the chimney. That building hasn't been touched in a long time, and it is in need of, should I say, securing the envelope.
So it's basically external repairs
Well, it's all
internal?
external. It can't be anything but external for a CPA fund, and there will be a historic preservation restriction put on the building. No funds will be issued until an HPR is secured.
Yeah, their article, they're just trying to make weatherproof the building, for lack of
Well-
a better word.
Enclose the envelope is another word. I mean, it's the windows, it's the doors, it's the sills, it's the roof. It's one of those things that the estimate is about $650,000 to take care of the exterior. It could very well be more somewhere down the line. We won't know until we start removing some of the material to see what might be behind it. I mean, a piece of that building was built in 1690, so it needs care.
Alan?
And Alan's got some issues.
Okay, I expect to be in the garage tonight sleeping, so be
You won't,
ready.
you won't even make the garage tonight.
All right. I have several issues. The first issue is that, unfortunately, Mrs. Slavin is treasurer of the Historical Society and also an officer of CPC. Bob Blair is a member of the Board of Directors of the Historical Society and also a member of CPC. Both of them were there for, actually, I believe, if I'm correct, if you told me right, Mr. Blair presented to CPC the program that
Yes.
they wanted? Okay. And basically, both you and Mr. Blair should have been out of the room and not there at all, because it's a conflict of interest financially. It's a major piece, actually. It's not a minor appearance. It's an actual piece there.
Okay.
I would strongly suggest the article be pulled or put for further study, bring back in the spring when it's done correctly, because you both actually voted at the end to accept it as written. It doesn't matter how you accept it, you can't vote.
May I read from the minutes?
Go ahead.
This was the project funding sources. Faring Tavern discussion regarding reducing the 650 to 450. Bob Blair can package the project scope to fit the budget. CPC funding will be under historic preservation exterior only. Funds would include $500,000 from historic preservation reserve and $140,000 from undesignated funding. Voting will be restricted since 2 CPC members are also members of the Wareham Historical Society. Dennis moved to support the article for a total of $640,000. Sherby seconded, the vote was 3-0-2.
Understand.
So, no, so we recognize that our role was in the Historical Society and on CPC. If we had left the room, there wouldn't have been a quorum.
I'm just saying,
So we voted 3-0-2. And at that time, I then went on to a disclosure of appearance of conflict of interest, which was submitted to the clerk's office on September 2nd. I am a treasurer of the Wareham Historical Society. I am a member of the Community Preservation Committee. And I did say that, yes, I'm a member of CPC and a member of Historical Society, but from the bottom line, no money can be dispersed based on my vote only. All we do is recommend that the project met the criteria of a CPA-funded project, and that only town meeting can disperse the funds.
I still, basically, the conflict of interest follows no matter what you say. Basically, neither one of you should have been involved. It's not me, it's Mass General Law, dear.
Very well, Alan. I thank you very much. But what happens is, what do we have? No quorum, no work can be done. So we have had this issue before in other committees.
How many members on your committee?
We're supposed to have 7.
Okay. How many do you have in place right now?
5.
Okay, therefore, understand, but I'm just saying you really need.
I needed 4 in order to have a quorum.
Understand, but neither one of you should have been involved or even in the
Well,
room.
that's hindsight.
That's not, that's,
Excuse me, I think the issue
This is becoming personal.
is interesting that's going on, and it's appropriate, yes, to become aware of, but I think right now it's reached a level, perhaps, Mr. Chairman, you ought to see if town council, how they react with, on this.
Well,
that's my recommendation is
I
town
was
council and the
going to hear
moderator.
from the other board members, and I was going to suggest we get all our questions answered. We don't vote on it tonight, and we bring it to town council.
Certainly,
Moderator,
it's up to you how you want to handle it.
I mean,
town council and moderator.
in more, hey,
Why don't we vote? Sorry. Why don't we vote on it, send it to town's council and see if the vote will upstand? It's my opinion.
I mean-
Leave it up to town council, but why shouldn't we vote on it? We don't have a lot of
Appropriate to
time.
do so.
We don't have a
I
lot
don't
of
think we should
time.
go forward with a vote.
Well, but why not? If he says it's no good, then it's no good. If he says it's good, then we already voted.
But the project meets the criteria of CPA funding.
That's why I think we should vote.
I would suggest, through the chair, that we just wait and get an answer. That's number one. Number
Your
two,
issue is that we were in the room.
oh, yeah,
yes.
hold on. Jerry, you got any questions?
Will the tavern be closed during this construction, or will,
The tavern is only open for tours 2 months,
2 months during the year?
weekends on 2 months of the year.
Would that still
The-
happen, you think? or-
Yes. Oh, yeah. I mean, they did it for, what is it, July and August? I mean, June, July, August, something like that. So it's only opened on weekends during the summer months. There's no heat, there's no electricity.
I think it would be good if the tours could continue for
I mean,
those 2 months.
it is a critical piece of the town history. It would be sad to see it fall into such disrepair that it can't be used anymore. And yes, Bob Blair and I were in the meeting. And we talked, but here's the problem. Bob Blair is the representative from the Historic Commission on CPC. And he is a member of Historic District Commission. He's a member of the Historic Commission, and he's a board member for Historical Society. I don't know what to do when we have we have people with more than one hat on. So he was there representing Historical Society, but he is the Historic Commission representative on CPC, which gives him a right to speak to that article.
Okay.
Jody,
Ellen, I
can
know
you
what
hear me?
Ellen, I know what you're trying to say, but
You can't hear me.
Heidi wants to speak.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
sorry,
Okay.
I'm in a meeting.
I make a motion to accept Article 10 for the Fearing Tavern rehabilitation.
I didn't,
She made a motion.
You mean favorable action?
You're just saying favorable action,
Yeah.
correct? Okay, Heidi made a motion for favorable action.
I'll second it.
Is there any discussion?
Discussion is, are we voting on each of the articles
We're going to vote on each of the articles.
as they're presented or at the?
No, as at the end.
Okay, so this is actually a vote that will happen, it's premature.
Yeah,
Okay. I'll take it back.
Mr. Chairman,
all these are
Take
good.
it back.
Mr. Chairman,
It's possible vote.
Yeah. Yeah, but we're going to take a vote on all the articles.
yeah. Mr. Chairman, I would suggest putting a hold on the conversation or discussion regarding that particular issue and move on to the continued discussion on the merits of the action as it is, or the article, to get background information, and then perhaps take a vote later on after the attorney. Because this is going to have to be redrawn by the moderator, and I don't see any needs to go through the embarrassment of that on the floor of town meeting.
Brianna, do you have any comments?
No.
I mean,
Okay, I do have another comment. Excuse me, even though they're on both committees, it's not like they're voting against each other's committee. They're basically, I'm gonna say almost one. So, I mean, how can you say, Ellen, I know what you're trying to say, conflict of interest, because they're on one and on the other, but the outcome that both committees want is the same. So, if one was against each other, then you could say it's a conflict of interest. How can you say it's a conflict of interest when they both want the same thing? It's not a conflict. It's not a conflict. If it was a conflict, historical would be against CPC. They're not.
and the conflict
together.
would be if we were controlling the money. We're not. Only town meeting controls the money.
Correct,
We
correct.
meant the determination that it was a valid grant request for using CPA funds, and that is what we did. We submitted that 302 to send it to town meeting.
All they do, correct. All they're doing is sending it to town meeting.
Okay, I think
That's my opinion. I'm sorry.
you've heard enough. Let's move on to,
Can I just rebuttal with Dominic's, please?
I think we're going to move on to Article 11. I'm going to try to pronounce it, Guazinger Hall Restoration,
Which one?
Article 11. Guazinger?
Pronounce that 3 times.
This is the Grossinger Hall, which is attached to the First Congregational Church on Gibbs Ave. It is they're looking for exterior restoration of $19,000 for painting and window repairs and restoration of the hall. The hall is attached to the First Congregational Church, but there is no services held within the hall. You have to go through 2 doors to go from the hall into the church itself. It was deemed by a council that this would be a valid project. It isn't like that Act of Acton versus, it's nothing to do with religion. The hall is used for social activity. It's used open to the public. All they're looking for is a restoration of the exterior of that hall. The third time the Congregational Church built down, this hall survived. And then the church was built up in stone. But this has been around for a long time. And they're just looking for restoration of the exterior.
Questions? Bernie?
Yes. If I understood you correctly, this hall is open to the public and can be rented by others?
Yes,
Excellent, because we had another issue on another restoration we did, and unfortunately, it was in the sacristy, and public wasn't allowed to go in, and we did a preservation on it. But it is open to the public and can be rented by
yes.
anyone.
Matter of fact,
Excellent.
Boy Scouts
my
use it.
family rented it for one of my family's services after funeral. Yes.
Excellent.
But the Boy Scouts use it, NA meetings use it.
Yes.
There's a lot of people.
There
that
is a
use it.
lot of social activity that occurs in that publicly available room. It is a hall. No services are conducted in there. As I said, you got to go through 2 doors to get into the church itself. And they're willing to come up with money on their own. So we're not totally funding the whole project.
No question. Dominic? Jerry?
Done.
What was the recommendation of the committee?
I believe it was 500 for moving this forward.
Okay, I just wanted to know the vote.
Heidi? Questions?
Before I listened to Sandy speak, I was really against lending any town monies to a church organization. But if there are so many town activities that take place there, if it's AANA, town breakfast, whatever, I would feel a little better voting for this. I was sitting on the fence before. We'll see.
Brianna?
Done.
I actually agree with Heidi.
Okay.
Now, on top of, and to be added to it, we will also require historic preservation restriction and HPR on this building, on this section of the church, this hall, because they'll be using CPA funds for exterior preservation, so there will be an HPR required.
Okay, moving on to Article 12, Spillane Field.
This is the request coming from the superintendent of the Wareham Public School for $620,000 to replace all the wooden lighting poles and all the lights around the field, so that everything's lit. So the field is used by a lot of different organizations, and not just the gatemen, not just the town of Wareham, but the
Tigers.
sports, tigers and stuff like that. So-
Soccer.
But the lighting is so inefficient now, it needs to be upgraded to LEDs. And this is what this proposal is putting in aluminum poles as opposed to the wooden ones that could come down. They've really lasted their life. And putting in LED lights across the field. So it's $620,000. And keep in mind that this also, a lot of money by the gatemen have been put into the restoration of the field. So this is looking for additional funds to make it well-lit and going forward with a decent set of lights that are not as expensive to replace. There's another,
Just to add
yeah.
one thing, the lights are 35 years old. A lot has changed in 35 years. The
Yeah.
Osprey might still be at the next lights, but who knows?
Yeah, I've been on that field many, many times, and I was surprised you had wood poles. I mean, I thought 35 years, I didn't think 35 years ago you could even put up wood poles.
They have replaced
wood.
one. One has been moved to a metal pole, but the others are not.
Yeah, I was surprised when I read it. I'm saying, God, that was a... Questions?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd just like to say in my previous tenure on the Finance Committee, this issue was in the background and discussed that they needed lights then. And the wiring was bad because of the age and considering the salt air that it survived in. But yes, I think this is needed. My question might be, though, is the gatemen do support a lot of things going on, improvements, et cetera. Are there any subsidies available from them for these lightings? Because they certainly
Well, they just
benefit from them.
900,000.
They just put 900,000 into the field.
See, I didn't know that, so.
So, I mean, this is, they've already almost to $1 million in restoring the field. So this is, to me, could be our share, the town share of upgrading that facility.
I would suggest that's the approach to take, that the gatemen have already subsidized significant construction and rehabilitation of the field, and this is just our part of it.
Okay, now the vote was 4-1-0. I want to let you know, someone opposed this article. It was over the funding. The funding was being proposed to come from undesignated funds, and this person wanted it to come out of open space and undesignated funds from two different sources, and I think it's easier to explain to the town meeting people that it's all coming from one place. That was why it was one negative vote, is the discussion of the funding source. And I'm here to present to you some documentation that shows you where our funding is and what the impact of these 5 articles will have on our funding, so I can pass that out when we're done, because I'm sure you're going to say, where's the money coming from and what money do you have? So I'm ready to give that to you when we finish the next 2 articles.
Question, who owns the field?
Field is owned by the town of Wareham, the superintendent of public schools.
Thank you.
I'm not sure I'm saying this right. What is the organization that, like, gives money for schools? Which is it MSBA? In other words, you can apply.
Yeah, but this wouldn't qualify for
Why
that.
not? It's part of the school. It's school.
Yeah, but
school.
it's just the school they give money to.
I don't know. It's school athletics.
Excuse me, the MSBA focuses on the construction of new schools, not the maintenance.
Not just new schools, because on a Protect, we're using them for a roof.
That's a building.
That's a building. If you were doing the parking lot, they're not
You
gonna
know
give you
what I
money.
mean? I'm just asking, listen, I don't know the whole rules of it. I'm just asking, has that
Yeah.
resource been looked into?
They won't give you it
can't
to you.
All right, okay. I'm not sure, I just wanted to ask.
Jerry?
No questions.
Heidi?
No questions.
Brianna?
No questions.
Just real quick on Bernie's point, that the scoreboard they put up down there is second to none. I mean, that's probably a $250,000 scoreboard.
Gateman paid for it?
Yeah.
Oh, I
I
understand
just-
that. I'm just saying
Yep.
was a big investment put in down there.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman. Sandy, if you have any more detailed information as to the improvements that other organizations have donated to that field, that would be helpful.
I don't know that.
Tigers.
I don't know what the Tigers paid for it, other than paying for using the field. I'm not aware of any other organization putting funds into the field.
Just reach out.
It appears to be that there's significant funds that are subsidizing maintenance and repair work on
Well, I
that
can't
field
tell you
from
that.
other organizations. And here they are, they're just asking the town.
To me, the maintenance of the field is done by the town town municipal maintenance.
And the
Just saying,
gatemen
Sandy,
and the players.
I'm a salesman, and I'm selling this idea to others and say, wait a minute, other people have sufficiently contributed to the maintenance of that field, and here they are just coming to the town.
Well, I can't speak to it since I have no, other than seeing a copy of a very big check given to the selectmen a couple meetings ago from the gateman. That's the only way I know about it, is watching a selectmen's meeting.
I'm thinking in the context of writing up a presentation and coming up with a dollar figure
Well,
that others have.
I would like
It's
to,
just-
more
it's
than
a
likely,
way of
more
selling
than
it.
likely, we're going to ask the applicants to speak to town meeting. And it
Could I
would-
just add one bit here? The John Wild Charitable Trust has put a lot of money into Spillane Field over the years. John, if you ever went to a game, where John was the announcer. You wouldn't forget it. He really has done amazing things and given a huge amount to the gatemen, but by doing it for the gatemen, the whole town benefits, because all the teams are getting the advantage of a better field, and now a field with much better
In
lights.
most towns, the youth organizations usually only pay for maybe custodians if they open up the school, or maybe a policeman if they need it there. They usually don't charge
No, they don't.
for use of the field. Most towns, I'm not sure about Wareham, but I've been involved in a lot of towns. But yeah, it's
$2 donation to go to the games, so,
that's for
yeah.
their overhead. Okay. Article 13, return unused funds from completed projects.
So we have, part of the package I'm going to give you is a list of all our open projects. And we try for the fall town meeting or special spring to get closure on any open projects so we can return the funds to CPC to be used for other projects. And so that's what we have here. We're closing out a Little League project that came from 2020, and a old school historical society that came from FY15. Oh, town meeting 2015. The Little League came from 2014, and the Great Nick Chapel came from 2016. Those three projects have been completed, and the funds are being returned based on this article.
Questions?
May I?
I have a question.
Oh, hang on.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Heidi. Go ahead, Heidi. You can go first.
What's the total, Sandy? Is it the same amount that your, the fund reserve adjustment? What is the total of all of it?
Well, what happens, we have to return the funds to the category in which they were expended from. So the
Okay.
Little League came from the undesignated fund, and that was the $4,900. The two Historical Society projects came from the Historic Preservation Reserve, and that's why the funds of $28,700 is being returned to that source.
Okay. But your fund reserve adjustment, does it equal in a macro sense?
Well,
what
I
your-
think that's the next article we haven't discussed
Yeah,
yet.
you're skipping ahead in an article.
Okay, all right. Okay, no more questions.
Brianna?
Nope, not at this time.
Jerry?
Nothing.
Nope.
I have a kind of a hypothetical, Sandy. Let's say you have a project, total value is 100,000, and they ask CPC for 20,000, they raise the 80,000. When the project is completed and it actually only costs 95,000, the 5,000 balance for the projected project that you've appropriated of the 20,000, does that money's come back to CPC, or is it diluted into the project itself?
Guess I'm confused.
Oh, good, I explained that right there.
Okay, so we approved $100,000 for a project,
Well, a project,
okay, and your question is,
and the CPC is going to appropriate, is going to
No.
fund 20,000.
no, I thought we said we approved it for $100,000.
No, the
we
project
approved
is 100,000.
100,000, okay, and we approved the 20,000.
And the rest is funded by the neighborhood,
They have to
whatever.
take care of it,
Yeah.
yes.
Now, the project comes in under budget.
I don't care about that, all I care is expenditure of 20,000.
So the 20,000 still goes in its entirety to the project.
More than likely, because they will be submitting it to us as a valid invoice for payment.
Okay.
We don't say you have to use your 80,000 before we can use our 20,000. We usually give them the money up front if they met the criteria, and let them worry about what over or under for what they've estimated for the balance of the project. Is that answering your question?
Yes, it does. Very good. Thank you very much.
Yeah, put it another way, and I've always said this, giving money out, they should spend their money first. But, and I'm not going to get a debate with you, that's just my personal feeling.
I mean, they could very well be over or under their budget. It's up to them. It's their money. They're managing after the 20,000. We've always said that if they're valid expenses, it's been approved, project is moving along, and the work has been done, they'll be reimbursed. Or the bill more than likely, the bill is paid directly to the vendor.
Okay, Article 14, 2025 Community Preservation Act Fund Reserve Adjustment.
At the beginning of the year, FY '24, we estimated that there would be about $1.2 million worth of income coming in from the town 3%, the state match, and interest. Well, we ended up at 1.7 million, which means we received about $500,000 than we estimated. We are required to put at least 10% into each of our reserves, or spend the money toward the category. So what happened was that in FY '25, we had projects for open space and historic preservation that meant the extra 50,000 from the 500,000. That meant the 10%. But we had no project for the community housing component. We had no project, therefore we are required to put in 10% into our housing reserve because of the incremental 500,000 that we didn't estimate. And that, we've done this before, it happens maybe every 2 or 3 years that we got more money than we estimated and didn't have a project for that category.
Jody, was that completed? The money was put in?
Well, the money won't be put in until this article is approved.
So it has to be approved first?
Yes, it has to be approved.
That's my question, thank you.
I can't.
You can't move money without town approval.
You're right.
Thank you.
It is totally up to the people on the town meeting floor to say what happens with the CPA funds. It's not up to me.
That's what I wanted
I can
to
make
ask.
recommendations. Now, what I have here, I'm going to pass out, because I want you to know where it's funding from.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love you, Sandy. I do love you, baby.
He knows it by heart, right?
He's got one in the bathroom at home, good reading material. Oh, she still loves you. Oh, okay, that was the wrong word, I'm sorry. Tolerate him.
What you have in front of you is the 12th page of what I call CPA funds. So on this document, under FY '26, which is at the bottom of the page, we have, 2 weeks ago, worked with a town accountant, and all our funds for FY '25 have balanced our books to their books. So what we have in FY '26, you can see that we have estimated 1.5 million of income, revenue, from the various sources. We had to put out 650,000 for our reserves and our debt payments. So what you see here is that the Faring Tavern, 140,000 from the undesignated. The Plain Lighting is 620,000 from the undesignated. The incremental reserves for housing into the undesignated, and the return of the funds for the Little League, which means I take this so personally. We have $940,000 of undesignated funds available for other projects. You can see that under CHP and community housing, we have a balance of 660,000. The open space, we have a balance of 291,000. And historic preservation, we have 106,000, which we're taking 500,000 for Faring, 19,000 for the hall, and returning 28,000, so our balance is 106,000 in that historic preservation reserve. We have estimated revenue of 1.5, spent 650, so we have 849,000 FY '26 estimated revenue, which we try not to use, says it's estimated revenue. We try to spend all our money on what has been confirmed with accounting as to funds available. The next page you have there is a list of outstanding projects. We have $3.172 million of outstanding projects that have not been expensed. Of that, we are returning funds for the Little League, returning funds for the Great Neck Union Chapel, returning funds for the old schoolhouse. We constantly look at this to see if there's any projects that have been completed so the funds can be returned. But what you have there is a summary of what is outstanding that has been approved but not spent yet.
Jody, I have a question when you're ready.
Yeah.
Through the chair, does this money, is it in any kind of interest-bearing accounts?
I would think so. That, I would tend to think, yes, because it's our money. We haven't spent it yet. So this is where we're getting our interest rates from.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. It's not just sitting there in some account
No,
not
it's,
earning money.
that's, last year, what was our income? We had $295,000 worth of interest in FY '25.
Excellent, thank you.
Jerry?
No questions.
Alan?
$400,000 for East School, what is that?
The East, the East Wareham School that was purchased for that South Coast, I can't remember the name of it. We have not received a historic preservation restriction on the building yet, and therefore we cannot release the funds.
The money that's been given to that is a private organization?
No money has been given to them. It's been approved at town meeting.
I'll repeat again, that particular organization is a private or is a nonprofit organization?
It's a nonprofit.
Thank you.
What is the name of that?
Attorney Bowen, was that?
Turning
No,
Point?
Wait, I got the name.
Not Turning Point.
It's not Turning Point.
Right around the corner from me.
Here
I
it
think
is,
I remember.
South Shore Community Action
South
Council.
Coast Community Action Council.
Thank you.
South Shore.
South
Shore.
Shore. See, I should have my glasses on. South Shore Community Action. We're waiting on an HPR. There is some discussion as to whether or not the Wareham Historic Commission can hold the HPR. Mr. Bowen says, yes, we're waiting our approval by town administrator to make that happen.
The building's very open and very occupied.
Yes, and they want, and yes, and 400,000 is a lot of money for them.
Yeah, Sandy, what benchmarks have to be accomplished before you disperse your funds
What benchmarks? Well,
for a project? Which,
tell me about, name a project. I cannot respend, if they required a CR conservation restriction or require an HPR, no funds should be spent until those are documented and approved.
so those documents have to be authorized.
Well, it's approved, approved by signature of the person holding the CR and the person who owns the property. It takes a long time for it to be filed in the state. So the town says as long as both signatures on the document, then the HPR or the conservation restriction are valid enough to release the funds. Not all the projects require a restriction, affordable housing or conservation or historic preservation. Some funds can be spent as soon as they give me a paid bill or approved bill, like we do constantly with Bayview Park. That's coming in. I don't need there's no HPR is needed for that. No reserve is needed for that. So the town administrator approves the bills for the evaluation of the town hall or the evaluation for Hammond School, the work done on Swiss Beach Road. As long as the town administrator approves the invoices, they get processed.
Because the town meeting has already approved the money.
The money has been approved.
yeah.
All we're doing is saying that somebody recognizes and has approved that the funds have been, that the work has been done, and therefore the invoices can be paid.
Yes, thank you.
Heidi, any questions? Brianna?
Nope.
I think we lost Heidi.
Somebody's gone.
Looks like we lost Heidi for a minute.
I think we lost Heidi. All right. Yeah.
Bathroom.
Well, thank you very much. From all of us.
I mean, it's difficult to have a separation between us, the organizations and departments, when there's so few people doing the work, and then a lot of them are doing the same thing.
Getting worse and worse. Trying
Yes,
to find people
Fewer
who
people.
will
yes,
take the time.
yes, right now,
More difficult.
we've lost the chair of CPC, has stepped down. So we're down two people from CPC, including the chair. He stepped down from open space, and therefore he cannot represent open space on CPC, so we're short a chair and short a representative. I've just lost two people in Minot Forest, so I don't even have a quorum to do any Minot Forest work. So it's hard.
And
I see on the agenda, Selectmen's agenda, tomorrow night, they're appointing somebody to the CPC.
No, they're not.
What? I didn't read that on their agenda? Oh, community events.
As I was going to say, CPC hasn't recommended anybody.
Sorry. I knew I saw,
Community events.
begins with a C, thank you. Dominic?
Moving on here. boss.
Okay,
Yep, yep,
thank you very
okay.
much.
Have a fun ride home.
You can sit in the back row.
Cultivate the
door
younger
will-
people.
Yeah, I hope you have a spare key.
Yes, dear.
Bye.
You can always come
Are
stay.
you all set?
Yes.
Okay.
Alan, you can always come stay with me. It's okay.
I'd rather not.
Say hi to Tom for me, honey.
I will.
Thank you.
I hope he's not out with his chainsaw.
Tell him I miss him.
It's getting dark.
Tell him I miss him a lot.
Miss Ekstrom?
Good evening, gentlemen,
Please
ladies.
introduce yourself for the record.
Brenda Ekstrom.
And we'll start right with, vote on, Article 23, webpage improvements.
23, I think I just asked to have the expiration dates of people's terms to be put beside their
Name.
names like they used to have them.
Isn't somebody responsible for doing that now?
Well, there is, and on many of them there are. Some of them there are not. So
You're the clerk, right?
I had asked for it to be done. It was either ignored or forgotten. So I just put it on as an article, as a more or less a directive. And I had been told, oh, it's being done. They just haven't gotten around to finishing it. So this will be a directive to have them finish it. That's all.
Bernie?
If I may, Mrs. Chairman, in my previous positions, I was, I won't call it a victim, but I experienced this situation, and it was a significant administrative issue. And I was elected. My name never appeared as my position on the committee or my position with the committee. And although it's an administrative issue, and I know what Brenda's intent is with this, and if it was predated my election, I might have been actually noted in the book. But my name never appeared, failed to appear totally. So I agree with her intent. I just think it's an administrative issue, Brenda. That it was a
Well,
failure of
and I
administrative.
don't disagree with that. But if we put it through as a directive, maybe,
Get the ball rolling.
thank you, and they'll realize that we expect it done. We pay a lot of money to a lot of people in this town, and that if after elections and appointments, once they go through, if they can't do that, we have a problem. And maybe, I know that there have been positions, well, I won't even get into it, but there's no reason why it shouldn't be done. When we had less people making less money years ago, we never had a problem with it. So that's the first one.
Well, a question, just a quick explanation. Brenda is correct. Years ago, you would see everybody on the committee, you'd see their expiration date, et cetera. We lost, no excuse, but we lost 2 long-term employees in the select board office. We have one woman right now that is actually updating everything and getting it done. Unfortunately, there was a change in policy, and the change in the policy was that the chair of each committee is responsible for their section of the website to make sure it's updated correctly. It's been a problem for 5 years, 6 years, getting that done. And that's the way that the administration moved on it. You know, but we're required to have, you know, the website, certain things, but this has been kind of floating back and forth for responsibility. And some people say, well, it's the responsibility of the IT director. It's not. He only can put in what they feed him.
Exactly. But there's also, if I may, there's also someone that every committee, that appoints every committee. And so with the Finance Committee, there's the appointing authority. So if the appointing authority, well, I won't even use you guys, but we'll just, Conservation Commission is appointed by the Board of Selectmen. So therefore, I would think that the Board of Selectmen, especially when you have liaisons that are, you know, to each committee, that liaison could be looking at it, or the chairman of the Board of Selectmen could be looking at it. I mean, how are these things falling through the cracks? So,
It's the lack of direction of how it works. Right now, you do have somebody in place that's doing exactly what you want. The reason
and
why-
that's all, and that is all this is a directive. So, in other words, we can say, oh, we're doing it. That's fine. And I hope we do it. This is just the, I don't know what you'd call it, kind of like the hand inside the glove to say, let's do it.
Yeah,
That's all.
I know.
Because I had no idea it was being done. It was, and so this is just to have the townspeople say, yeah, we'd like this done. That's all.
I know for capital planning, which I chair, I do go into the selectman's office and give them an update of who's been appointed, et cetera, in the time frame, and they are recording it. The problem is there's a break between that and getting into the town website. And that's the administration. Sorry.
Question? Jerry? Heidi?
No.
Brianna?
Nope.
All right, we'll move right on to Article 24, town email addresses.
Yes, this one here, actually, when this first got posted, I received 4 phone calls from people. Actually, 3 phone calls and a text, but from people that thanked me for this because what I am asking for are emails for elected officials, not appointed, just elected officials, to have an email address for their constituents to reach out to them. If you look at our state rep, our state senator, governor, U.S. congressman, if you want to get in touch with any of them, they have a contact information. We do not have that for our local reps. You cannot get in touch. You can contact selectmen at Wareham, which goes to all of them. And I think that oftentimes, if you know it, I don't want to say no, but if you have met a selectman, if maybe you held a sign for a selectman, or you have an idea that you might feel comfortable, more comfortable speaking with an older selectman or a younger selectman, you want their opinion on something, I think you should be able to talk to them. I think you should be able to contact them. And right now, you can't, unless you send it to all of them, which, you know, that can get into the, is it going to be a problem with a violation of the open meeting law, because if the chairman sees it but elects not to put it on the agenda, your thing just falls by the wayside. Unless one selectman says to the other, hey, did you get that email? Hey, what did you think of that email? It doesn't really go anywhere. So I think that people should be able to talk to their selectmen like they can talk to their state rep. I've had very good conversations with John Gatsky about an issue. He lives in Carver. I had never met him before. I wrote to him a couple of times. He wrote back to me and apologized that he didn't get back to me right away, and we've gone back and forth with a couple of issues. Very nice gentleman. And I don't think that's asking too much for us selectmen to have that as well.
So, but you're saying elected officials, so you'd be including the sewer commission?
Absolutely.
Housing.
We had a sewer, I don't want to say disaster, but a mini crisis of what was going on down in Swifts Beach. And unless people could get to a sewer commissioner meeting or get to one of those meetings, they couldn't put in their input to, unless it went to all of them. Somebody could have just been asking a question. Somebody could have just said, oh, Mr. Pigeon, I met you here and I didn't quite hear what you said or something. And they might not want to be, out there on the record with all of this stuff. They might have just wanted to ask something. Because a lot of people, as you can tell by the number of people that don't sign up for things and don't come to things, people don't like putting their faces out there because of the abuse they can take.
Chairman, may I?
Let her finish.
So I think that, yes, all elected officials.
Mr. Chairman, when you started, your comment was that it was an elected official. But if you read through this whole proposal, it says, and I quote, "and to provide every appointed board, committee, and commission an email address that can be accessed by the chairman of each entity." Now, is that exclusive? Because we currently have an email address for the committee. But are you implying that this email should be for each individual?
Committee.
Each individual on the committee?
No,
Or just
it's
the committee?
for the committee
Do we
that
already
can-
have the email address?
What I said was just to make sure that every committee, because we keep creating committees. Right now, we have a committee that was created less than a month ago that is, it's a couple of the town engineers and a couple of other people that are now going to review our bylaws.
We're up to 38 committees now.
Yeah, and I don't know how to get in touch with them. I don't know, and I certainly don't want to get in touch with, I know the engineers that are on it, I don't want to get in touch with them during the day, during their business, to say, hey, when are you guys meeting, or what's the name of your committee, or hey, I want to talk to you about this particular thing. That's their jobs. I don't want to interrupt them with that. So I think that committee, if you're going to keep making committees, make sure that they have an email for that committee. That's an appointed committee.
Well, wouldn't that also be, again, as your previous article, an administrative function? Because as I've served two committees, and both of them have had their own email addresses. The, Sewer Commission and Finance Committee.
Perhaps. Is that a directive? Is the Board of Selectmen telling the administration, every time we decide to set up a committee, your job is to give them an email address? I don't know. That's their inner workings. I'm saying make sure they all have one.
Well, I'm just saying, it seems to be more of an internal administrative issue, as if the selectmen create a committee, is it a permanent? They can't create permanent committees unless town meeting votes as such. So they're creating a committee whose function may be short-term. So it's more of an administrative decision as to whether or not it's valid to set up a email address, because I'm sure if you ask the chairman, he spent some time trying to figure out how to make it work.
More than some time.
How to make what work?
The email.
Email.
Yeah, So, oh, yes, we had a problem. Yeah, exactly. You guys had a problem with that. But that's what I'm saying is that, look it, you keep going back to it's administrative. I don't care whose issue it is. The problem is that we've got 25,000 people in this town. And it's kind of sad when they can't get in touch with their elected officials or can't get in touch with an appointed committee to voice their opinion on something unless they show up between 6 and 7 o'clock on a particular night to do it. And there are a lot of people that don't like coming out, don't like sitting here, don't like, having their faces, or like if it's a hearing. I might not like sitting here with the people that I'm talking against sitting right there. So maybe I would like to send an email to the committee. That's all that is. So those ones are appointed to have email for them. The other ones, I think that every elected official, you run for an office. Look at when I was an elected official 2 decades ago, I would have people show up on my front doorstep, 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning. And I invited them to have coffee, and I sat down and talked to them because my home address was out there, my cell phone number was out there, it still is. And I talked to people. Plus, the town gave me a phone number at the town hall, even though there wasn't a literal phone. I could call in and get my messages, and it gave me an email address. It's not asking too much to let your constituents get in touch with you. And if it is, then there's a problem, I think.
No, I just got, sorry, 2 quick points. There is a cost related to this, and I'm not sure
Absolutely.
what it is. So,
Well,
I think people may ask that, they may not. I think you should have available.
I was going to say, I do know that I've talked to 3 different towns. You guys can vote as you want. They'll switch it around. I've tried to talk to our IT director. I've sent him 2 emails, and I haven't gotten a response. But I've talked to 3 different towns, the IT director in 3 different towns. I've gotten their requests, their quotes. And I just have to say that when my daughter entered the middle school, she got an email address, as did everyone in her class. So they give them to every child in the school system, or at least in middle school up. Calculating that out at the numbers that someone gave me in Wareham, they better not give them to the school department because that's where a lot of your money is wasted. Because I was told it was going to cost $80,000 to $90,000 to give 15 to 20 elected officials emails. Exactly. No, you're absolutely right. It's baloney.
I'm not arguing with you.
Yeah. It's $12 to $17 a year.
And the other thing you've kind of addressed, me personally being a control freak that I am, if somebody has a problem with a committee, it doesn't really apply to this committee, but we'll say conservation. As a chairman of the Conservation Commission, I want everything to go through me and say, okay, I got a problem with XXX on the board. If I feel I would forward that to them to contact that person. I mean, just so I know what's going on. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm not.
No, and that's why I said
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
committees, the chairman should access that. But the elected officials, you want me to come and vote for you? Then let me talk to you when I have a problem. That's all.
Alan?
A long time ago, when Brenda was in place, there was actually a phone number you could call in. Unfortunately, it was like a phone number to nowhere. And what changed in the system was that basically they would contact the select board, which would be the select board office, and I would get forwarded. Someone said, Alan, I would like to speak to you. They give you a number, and we'd call. That's the way it happened. Again, a change in the administration of how they handle things. We had the problem was that there was so much traffic that was causing problems with the system failing because of people hacking in and everything else. They've changed it. What I would suggest is to look carefully at the new town website. You can go into every department now, and you can find an actual way to get a hold of anybody, but it's brand new, it's just started. I'm not sure it'll make everything you want to have happen, but, you know, you are correct. There used to be a way to do it. It disappeared. And it was strictly if you contacted the office of that particular committee or the select board or the sewer commissioners, the information will be forwarded to the individual member.
Okay, well, that, okay,
Dominic,
I
questions?
disagree.
Upper check rehab.
Jerry?
So the elected officials would be select board, sewer, assessors, town moderator.
And, I'm sorry, there's a couple more. There would be the school committee. It would also be the regional school district. We get, I think, one person up there. And the Wareham Housing Authority. I think it's 3 there. The other ones are appointed or,
The governor appoints one.
yeah. So those would be, I think it comes out to about 20. That's what it comes out to.
There's 2 at upper check.
Yeah, I'm not sure. if
20.
we-
This is all
25, maybe.
inclusive,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
No exclusions.
Jerry?
I don't think
Questions?
We have authority for the school committee.
Heidi? Questions?
No, no,
Brianna?
No.
And I think if I also may say that, and I mean no disrespect to the administration, but we have to remind ourselves sometimes that because of the way the government is formed in these municipalities, that the administration works for the selectmen who work for the people. So if we decide we want to get in touch with our elected officials, it is up to the administration to make it happen and not tell us, oh, that's kind of tough. Oh, we don't have the people to do that. Oh, it's going to be, that's not up to them. And sometimes we see that backwards. And we need to remind ourselves that they work for the selectmen who work for us. And I think we lose sight of that sometimes. Okay,
Next article.
next article.
Zoning bylaw amendment.
Yes, this one here, I wrote the 830 bylaw, affordable housing. Excuse me, that was approved back in 2021, 830 and 840. Affordable housing, they were approved at the Attorney General's office. The Attorney General had one issue with, that we had in it, that it could be turned on and off once we hit 10% by a vote. They said, you can't do that, so that's supposed to be out of it. And they said, just make sure, talk to, at the time, DHCD, and make sure that it conforms with everything. Certain powers that be were not interested in it, whether they were upset because I did it. And I don't mean me personally, although that was probably part of it. But they were upset because I stepped on toes.
No.
I know, can you believe that, Dominic? But but they would not pursue it. I had people call me that said that when they came into town hall looking for the application, they were told, oh, there's no application for that. You have to apply for a variance through the zoning board. And they were like, no, that's not what, or, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. No, we don't have that. Oh, check with the selectmen, or check with zoning, or check with, so they just got the runaround. I had, and I have the emails, but I had spoken to the planner, and I had asked if we could move forward and talk to DHCD and make sure everything that, I had worked on. they said no. And so I went forward, I spoke with the, and I'm not going to remember their names right now, but I had spoken to the attorney for DHCD at the time, and I sent it all to her. She forwarded back to Rico, who is in charge of the affordable housing. And then they had changed it from DHCD to the Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities, the EO, whatever. So then I was fortunate enough to get in there and speak to the chief of staff of the director, and I went through it all with them. So I got it so that the way, like a couple of little changes that I had made in it. One, I changed DHCD to the EO, whatever, to make sure the acronyms were now right. And then I changed a couple of the percentages so that people weren't run right out of their numbers. Like as soon as they moved in, if they got a 2% raise, now they were out of the place. So I just changed those so that they were done, and I did an application so that if people approve this, we'll have an application so that people can actually take advantage of this. This is for the housing part, which is 830. 840, which is the one that I had done before, just for a little background, is for the accessory dwelling units, the ADUs. See, I had those so that if we had done this 5 years ago or 4 years ago, ours were, you could do them, and you would put a restriction on them. See, the state took that idea, but didn't put a restriction on them. So we could have had all of those done with restrictions. So I'm working, hopefully I've spoken to the Affordable Housing Trust, and we're hoping that we can still use 840, which is the affordable dwelling unit, and maybe perhaps buy restrictions for people to be able to put them on. I'm going to work with them to see how we can do that, so that people that are building them, we might be able to put restrictions on those units so that we will still get them to count towards our numbers. But this one here is just a couple of modifications, changing DHCD to EOLC, whatever it is, and the 80 to 70 for the 80%, and taking out that part that they said wasn't right anyway, essentially.
Bernie, questions?
No. Thank you.
Brenda, have you gone before the planning board with this yet?
No,
Okay, so we don't have any answer from them yet.
no.
Thank you.
One of my questions. Dominic?
Nope.
Jerry?
Nothing.
Heidi? I didn't see that. Brianna?
Nope.
Yeah, I just got a quick comment. I mean,
Okay,
I personally think we have enough affordable housing zoning in this town as it sits right now. We got the T, there's zoning, the auxiliary housing, the 900, I mean, I think right now, I personally don't want to see any more come in. I know towns are turning down the T housing and getting themselves in trouble, more or less.
can I tell you the difference, though?
In 5 words or less? No, just kidding.
No, it'll take a little bit more, but the number one way to develop wealth for a family is to home ownership. What you're talking about mostly is rentals. This one is home ownership. And the way that this one works is that people, I have a whole presentation. I can send it to you. But what it essentially does is it gives people with land that they don't need or want anymore, like you have a double or triple lot, that you can take a piece of it, build a land that's piece that's affordable, and be able to sell it to someone that makes under $150,000 a year to build a house to have a family in, to sell it for under $300,000 a year. That's not, I hate to say like a Section 8 or any of that stuff. That's livable, you know? I mean, I think of it all the time, that my husband and I were married 30 years ago this week. And I always think that if we were getting married now, we would have to decide if we were going to buy a house or have kids. Because that's what people are deciding now.
I'd rather buy a house.
Well, you would, but I would say, but that's the thing, is I have 4 kids. I have 2 that are married, and they had just recently bought houses in the past couple of years. And it's really tough. It's really tough on them, like what, you know, and I look at families all the time, young families, and $300,000 for a house is crazy, yet that's the affordable price.
It's really not, because the auxiliary housing, that 900 square feet, when you have to spend between $300 and $400 a square foot to build it, that's a lot of money.
The only problem you have is, and I'm not against none of this, is people who build these onto their homes, you know they're gonna rent them.
No, that's,
Even though there's laws and rules, you know they're gonna rent them, I'm sorry.
but that's, I was gonna say, well, that's the,
It's not gonna just be for family members.
oh, that, you're talking about the the
Add-ons.
accessory dwelling
Yes.
units. Well, that's the thing.
it's
That's
writ-
not me, that's the
I
governor.
understand, but it's written up supposedly
Right.
for family members.
No, it's actually not. The
Not the way
governor
I-
one is, absolutely not. That's the one, and it's not even affordable.
It's not the way I read it, but.
No.
All right, I
And
think
the
we're,
governor one is actually not affordable. That one concerns me. That's why I'm trying to get it to be affordable in Wareham, because it's not affordable. So what's to stop someone from putting in a 300 square foot apartment and charging $2,500, $3,500? Because if there's nothing else, someone's going to get stuck paying it.
okay, any other
Right.
questions?
That's why I want them affordable, so that's what I'm trying to work towards.
Okay,
But that's the
Gary?
other one.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Miranda.
Okay. Vote on the articles. I'm going to ask Alan to my right as we go through them.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, I'd like to know your opinion. I was not appointed until this evening to be a member of this committee, so that any articles of you reviewed in the previous 2 meetings, I was not an active member of the committee, so I cannot vote on them. However, I was present, and if you would be privileged to allow me to have a input in the discussion.
Absolutely. I already thought about that. I mean, you sat through the one last week, and, was it last week? But, excuse me, I gotta get up to the mic. Yes, you can vote on them
And discuss,
and discuss.
and vote.
Sorry. Can I-
Yeah,
you
go ahead,
go
Alan.
through. Did you see the WCTV Wareham Media actual?
I was here.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it's either that, or if you actually see it, that means you understood what was there,
Yes.
so you can.
Oh, I can discuss. I can't vote. I was not a legitimate member at the time.
You're a legitimate member now.
Yeah, you're a legitimate member now. You
I
can
could
vote.
vote. Yes, indeed, I could. Indeed. Because as Alan has explained and qualified, I did observe your discussion and presentation.
Yeah.
Fine,
Thank you, Alan.
anytime. You owe me.
Yeah, that's it. All right.
Next.
Oh, let me move up to the mic. Excuse me. So if Alan, as we go through these, each article, if you just move to recommend, Bernie, while you're sitting there, if you second it, we'll have to do a roll call vote. And then when we get down to the Article 10, if anybody wants to discuss anything, please speak up. Okay?
Go ahead.
Article 1, approve and fund capital plan. Second?
I was designated as a seconder.
I'm the chair of that committee. I don't think it's appropriate for me to,
All right.
Make a recommendation.
thank you.
Okay, Article 1. In favor?
Second?
Okay, Bernie, yes, no?
Yes.
I abstain just because of position only.
Yes.
Yes.
Brianna?
Yes.
Heidi?
That's just-
Okay, so it's 5-0-1.
Yep.
All right, take over with Article 2. Article 2, transfer of available funds. Recommend.
So moved.
Second?
In favor? Jerry?
Yes.
Yes.
Alan?
Yes.
Bernie?
Yes.
Brianna?
Yes.
Article 3, prior year bills and deficits.
Do we have any?
There are none.
There are none.
I didn't think so,
Well, there are none as of the meeting,
as of now.
as of now. Do you want, you second?
I'll second it. What did I just second?
Prior year bills.
There is none.
There's nothing to approve.
Well,
How do you want to show that?
Motion to remove.
You could also use a simple thing of not applicable.
so we don't
At
really
this
have to
time.
do anything with that.
No, that would be, and what Alan just said is the appropriate phrase.
Okay, Article 4, PEG access receipts reserved for appropriation.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Bernie,
I second.
vote. Yes?
Yes.
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 Brianna?
Yes.
Article 5, Harbor Service.
You didn't vote.
Oh, number 4, I am a yes. Article 5, Harbor Service permit receipts reserved for appropriation.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Bernie?
Yes.
Alan?
Yes.
Dominic?
Yes.
Jerry?
Yes.
Brianna?
Yes.
Jody? Yes. Article 6, occasional reports.
Do we have any occasional reports?
I think the same reference on
Well-
the prior, on Article 3.
Well, the town administrator went in about the solar pilot. Is he going to do that as
Oh,
a
yes,
report?
you're right, yeah.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Bernie?
Aye.
Yes.
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 Brianna?
Yes.
I think you might have Community Preservation Act, that people may actually do a presentation showing people what they have.
Article 7,
Jody, vote.
I vote yes.
Okay.
Article 7, solar pilot.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Bernie?
Aye.
Alan?
Yes.
Yes.
Dominic? Jerry?
Yes.
Brianna?
Yes.
Jody? Yes. I'll remember one of these times. Article 8, easement agreement with National Grid.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Bernie?
Aye.
Alan?
Yes.
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 Brianna?
Yes.
Jody? Yes. Mass DOT land damage agreement including takings.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Bernie?
Aye.
Alan?
Yes.
Dominic? Jerry?
Yes.
Brianna?
Yes.
Jody? Yes. Okay. Article 10, Ferring Tavern rehabilitation.
I'm going to make a motion that we get answer from the moderator and town council in case there is a conflict. The conflict of interest that I brought up It's nothing to do with conflict between committees or anything else. It is strictly under Mass General Law that we all have basically the ethics training. And because of the position of several people who have control of the money when it comes there, it is a conflict of interest directly. So we need to make sure we don't make a mess.
Do we have a second?
Second, town council's gonna let it go through anyway.
Yep, guaranteed.
Okay, we'll vote to move it to town council. Bernie?
Motion, second?
Wait, whoa.
Town council
Back up and
moderator.
tell me what you're doing.
This is to
I
get the
didn't
opinion of
understand. I understand that
council
article.
and
I want to know what the motion is.
get an opinion from town council and the town moderator,
Whether
Before-
it's,
So,
whether it's a
whether
conflict,
it's a conflict of
okay,
interest.
so we're going to vote on that before we vote on the article.
Correct. Well,
Yes.
yeah,
What if we don't get an answer before town meeting?
they will have to have a meeting, a town meeting by the moderator and the town council
Yeah.
at town meeting.
We can have a meeting right before town meeting.
So this is just,
right now, I'm planning on having a meeting before town
I
meeting,
just want to know what I was voting on, that's all.
but I will try to get an opinion as quickly as I can.
Good, thank you.
Bernie?
Aye.
Alan?
I have to, or else I go to jail.
Dominic?
I'm going to abstain.
It's okay.
Gary?
This is to get an opinion, right?
Yep.
Yes.
All it is.
Brianna?
Yes to getting an opinion.
And Jody's a yes, so it's 501. Okay, Article 11, Grozinger Hall Restoration.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Bernie?
Aye.
Alan?
Yes, just very quickly, there was a basic rule that we could not put money into churches, et cetera, quite a while ago. And what happened a few years back, we actually had a hall which was available for renting to anybody, and therefore the Attorney General made the ruling that was okay. So this is why this is okay now.
Dominic?
Yes.
Jerry?
Yes.
Brianna?
Yes.
Jody, yes. Article 12, Spillane Field Lighting Replacement Project.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Bernie?
Aye.
Alan?
Yes.
Dominic?
I'm going to abstain.
Jerry?
Yes.
Brianna?
Yes.
Jody, yes.
501.
13, Community Preservation Return Unused Funds from Completed Projects.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Bernie?
Aye.
Alan?
Yes.
Dominic?
Yes.
Jerry?
Yes.
Brianna?
Yes.
Jody, yes. Article 14, 2025 Community Preservation Act Fund Reserve Adjustment.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Bernie?
Aye.
Alan?
Yes.
Dominic?
Aye.
Jerry?
Yes.
Brianna?
Yes.
Jody, yes. 15, Zoning Bylaw Amendment, Article 15.
That's the motion. I'll make a motion to approve.
Would I make a motion to refer, though? Do you want to do,
Well, actually, if you want, you may be best, because Brenda said that has not gone before the planning board. And planning board is a legislative committee in the town, and we probably need to get their input before we vote on that.
Well,
motion to table?
Hmm?
Motion to table, then?
Yeah, or whichever words you want to use.
well, 15, 16, 17, and 18, I'm assuming the planning board's voting on them tonight, but I don't know that for a
Yeah, but
fact.
we don't know.
No, I don't know that for a fact. So why don't we
Motion to
Hold
table?
off on those till the next meeting.
Let's hold off to the
with
next meeting.
Yeah.
The results of the planning board.
I agree.
So let's vote on the motion that way. Motion to hold off until results of the planning board is made.
Okay, Article 18.
No, vote
Oh,
on
no,
it.
I'm sorry. Article 19.
No.
We don't need to vote on
You're
them.
gonna do them all, you're gonna do them all as one lump sum?
We can just skip right over them.
You don't wanna vote, we're gonna vote again? No? Okay.
Or do you just want a
that's
motion to table, Dominic?
No, I wanted to say we'd make a motion that we would vote after the results of the planning board.
Just let the record show.
Whatever.
I'll second Dominic's motion.
Okay, I agree.
Bernie?
Effectively, it's the same thing, no matter what the words are. Yes.
Alan?
Yes.
Dominic? Jerry?
Yes.
Brianna?
Yes.
Okay. Article 19, budget transfers.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Bernie?
Aye.
Alan?
Yes.
Dominic?
Yes.
Jerry?
Yes.
Brianna?
Yes.
Jody, yes. Article 20, purchase land.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Bernie?
Aye.
Yes.
Alan? Dominic?
I guess I will, reluctantly.
Jerry?
Yes.
Brianna?
Yes.
Jody, yes. Dissolve CMWRRDD. Everybody knows that's the,
Motion to approve. Comprehensive waste.
everybody knows
Is
what it
Jim
is.
still involved in that?
Hmm?
Is Jim still involved in
I
that?
don't think so.
Second.
Bernie?
Aye.
Alan?
Yes.
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 Jerry? Brianna?
Yes.
Jody, yes.
We may want to also ask the town moderator that 20 and 21 should be brought up together, because there's linkage from one to the other.
Article 22, the sewer air pumps.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Bernie?
Aye.
Alan?
Yes.
Dominic?
Aye.
Jerry?
Yes.
Brianna?
Yes.
Jody, yes. Article 23, web page improvements.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Bernie?
Abstain.
Alan?
I'm going to vote yes on this one.
Yes.
Jerry?
Yes.
Brianna?
Yes.
Chair? Yes.
Okay, 501.
24, town email addresses.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Bernie?
Abstain.
Alan?
I'm going to abstain on this. I don't have enough information.
Dominic?
Yes.
Yes.
Brianna?
Yes.
Chair? Abstain.
303.
303.
25, zoning bylaw amendment.
That's a tough one.
I'll make a motion to approve so we can vote on it.
Second.
Bernie?
Abstain.
Alan?
I'm going to abstain because I haven't heard from the planning board on this one.
Dominic?
You want to table it so we have from the planning board like the others? Or you want to vote?
I think we should vote.
No.
Jerry?
Abstain.
Brianna?
Abstain.
Save it, tabling it, whatever.
Well, I'm going to vote no.
204.
Any zoning comes by, I typically abstain.
No, wait a minute.
Abstain. If it goes more than 2 pages,
It's very difficult to get past. The average person doesn't understand any of it.
no.
What was the end up voting?
213.
213, right?
No, 204.
024.
No, it can't be 4.
Yeah, there's 6 of us.
It's
You
6.
said 214.
Yeah, no.
214 is 7.
204, I said.
I thought I heard 1. Never
I
mind.
voted no.
Yeah, 204.
Who voted?
No,
He voted no.
I voted no, I'm sorry. Oh, 24.
Two, thank you.
Excuse me, I messed up. 024.
We'll forgive you.
I apologize, gentlemen.
You can sleep in the garage, too.
All right, with my agenda.
Committees?
First thing I was going to do is Give me a second here to find my sheet. Assign articles for people to write. I brought a little piece of paper here tonight, if you want to see what you're really supposed to put in these things. Well, I'm looking for the piece of paper that... God, I knew I had it here somewhere.
And Mr. Chairman, may I assume that this is a guide and a reference material?
That's all it is, yeah. That's all it is. So, these are the warrant articles. So I'm going to just start right with Article 1 is Alan. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is Jody. 7, 8, and 9 is Bernie. 10, 11, 12, and 13. And 14 is Jody. Heidi's gone. 15, 16, 17, and 18 is Heidi. 19 is Jody. 20, 21, 22 is Alan. 23, 24, and 25 is Brianna.
Get out of that one. I hate writing them things.
Me too.
7, 8, and 9, solar, that's as bad as bylaw.
You love that one when they decide you're gonna have to cut
That's an
down
easy.
trees.
That's an easy one.
Yeah, that's a cut down tree special. No, it's not.
Just copy last year's, Bernie.
I'll write it on a cloudy day.
Right?
Yeah. So those pieces of paper are just guidelines. You're supposed to write an explanation, into what the article is and why we voted the way we did. I can tell you, this year I have a meeting coming up with all the powers to be, the moderator, the town council, and all that. I want to see the finance committee take more of an active role at town meeting. I don't want to just say that the town meeting recommended 500, and then I want an explanation as to why did we vote 500 or 5, whatever the vote may be, negative or
It's
positive.
always in the book, though.
The protocol we used to follow, or in past, in the town meetings I was at, is the moderator asks for the vote of recommendation of the selectmen, and then the vote of recommendation of the finance committee, and then the finance committee does a presentation, because that's who we are responsible to, is the town meeting. And they have a right to understand how.
In my feeling, we've got kind of away from that presentation.
Yes, we did.
That's just my opinion. If somebody
It did.
differs
We
with
took
me.
We unfortunately were relegated to a more minor role,
Yeah.
and yet we are
It's the finance.
most important board there, second to none.
So I mean, I'm going to bring this up to the moderator, saying, I'd like the finance committee's recommendation and report when time comes.
We each give her the report, yes.
In the reports is going to be whatever the assignment you just got. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the vice chair to read all the motions.
Okay. Who's going to prepare the motions?
Town moderator, we got a meeting that night. We'll get the motions whenever we're meeting.
Okay, so
The motions will be prepared before we get there.
Make
So,
a requirement that the
Brianna-
motions are submitted no less than 5 minutes before the meeting. I can remember how many times passing them out. Good golly.
But the bottom line is, I'm just trying to get the finance committee.
again, just so everybody knows, the finance committee, town meeting is the finance committee. The board of selectmen are a secondary, even though they go up on the stage or whatever. It morphed away from what it was supposed to be from years ago.
20 years ago, we ran the show.
That's right.
I was on it 20
Except,
years ago.
except for when they all got, all
Well,
8
they
out of
all
9
left,
got up
yeah.
and left. That
I
was,
was there.
that was the day my wife said, you don't like it, do something.
The one I used to have in Stoughton, we used to do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was there when they all walked off.
No,
So,
That's when I joined, right after
Patricia,
Yeah.
Pat and Romney stayed, the
Yeah.
only one.
that. I joined right after.
She just died.
The one we had at town meeting, we had, the selectmen were allowed
all
to
right,
speak.
all right, all right, all right.
Only if Howie Hansen let them.
All right, here we go, liaisons reports. And I know all the committees aren't on there. I tried to, the working people, tried to get ones that are on TV, you know, things like that. And there's a whole, actually a whole thought process went on while I was watching football yesterday afternoon. So general government, human services would be myself. Public safety would be Dominic. Public works would be myself. The sewer commission, Alan. EMS, Bernie. School committee, Brianna. Upper Cape Regional, Dominic. Joint Town Services, myself. Affordable Housing Trust, Bernie. Board of Selectmen, Heidi. Capital Planning, Alan. Community Events Commission, Jody. Community Preservation, Bernie. Conservation Commission, Alan. Planning Board, Heidi. Natural Resources, Bernie. And Zoning Board of Appeals, Jerry.
Now, what are these, please? I may have missed them.
Liaisons.
So you take me off Community Events Committee?
Yeah.
Alan, considering what I've done in the past few years, trade you EMS for sewer.
Well, I didn't know if you wanted to, I thought, just with a little history that was there, that maybe you wouldn't want to.
Oh, I don't have any negative history with the board.
No, I know, but I
None,
just,
none like, we got along
Gave me
fantastic.
some medicine.
Yeah, my only concern is sewer and conservation is my
Sorry, hair,
wife.
Patricia. The hair was like
we'll
3 inches
we'll
long.
take,
It
we'll
grew
give Bernie
underneath the
sewer,
skin.
if he's comfortable with it. I wasn't sure how
I was
comfortable,
always good with a
I
good,
wasn't sure how comfortable you were gonna be. That was my only,
Antibiotics.
no, I was always
Oh, I-
comfortable with a
I
good
knew
flush.
that.
The hair was a freaking long.
You're gonna be sleeping outside anyway, so.
So we have to have next meeting, you have to get appointed to CEC as a
Died
member.
under the skin.
Wait a minute, so Alan, you're coming off the sewer and going to EMS,
Yep.
and Bernie,
At his age, he'll see them more often anyway.
going on sewer. Does anybody else have any concerns, issues?
No, my only thing I have issue is the CEC. I think I'm appointed for another 2 years to be the non-voting Finance Committee member there. We did that a year ago. And capital planning.
I don't, this damn thing. I don't remember a year ago, but let's go into it right now as it is. And I wrote a couple more down here that I wasn't sure. I mean, I know me personally, I'd love to know what the golf committee is doing, and I understand how the finances run there and all. But I look at their agendas and I just say, what are they doing?
Nothing.
That was the way it was deliberately written.
In the COA, which I think we all have an active interest in how the COA is doing.
And she's an excellent cook, too.
I would
She's a
be,
chef.
I'd be happy to take care of COA because I'm helping them as a volunteer with the age-friendly community.
On COA.
Good, they've been trying to do that for about 5 or 6
I'd like to
years.
get it more involved, just hands-on, I mean, just,
Because of Finance Committee, we can't be, they wanted me to chair it. I told them I can't be there at all. I can volunteer to help, but I can't be on like any committee or any
because
subcommittee.
it's a legitimate board.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we have some minutes to accept. One of them is April 28th of '25 and 9/22 of '25.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Bernie?
Got to abstain, wasn't there?
I have to abstain.
Alan?
Yes.
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 Brianna?
Yes.
If you're wondering why we have minutes from 4/28, there were a couple sets of meetings missing from back then. I'll have more meetings minutes at the next meeting. We're finally caught up on all the minutes.
Who does our transcriptions?
Kelly?
Kelly Razzo?
Yeah.
Hey, Kelly!
She just signed a new contract for 3 years. Her contract actually expired last October.
Yep.
and
She does a great job.
does a fantastic job. And I really appreciate, and I'm sure Alan really appreciates her doing them.
I don't care. If you
I
pay,
would say Kelly probably did the minutes when you were on the finance committee.
I was never on the finance committee.
Oh, you weren't?
No.
Oh, I thought you were.
So the next meeting,
I've been on other committees.
I just have before town meeting that we can vote on these other articles. Next week is, as you know, is Columbus Day. And can't have a meeting that day. So
What
it
is it, the 27th or 29th? The Monday, town meeting.
27th.
27th.
Yeah.
So, I should have brought this up earlier. When you write your things, please, those, Dominic, that can change the font, do it in Times New Roman,
Time Roman, yeah, new.
12 point.
Yep.
Times New Roman, 12 point. Send them in to me. Try again by the weekend.
I didn't get any.
That was by reason.
Absolutely, thank you. Kelly used to write it with me every year.
There's a certain reason why I did things.
I got no problem with that, pal.
But yeah, if you can get them by the weekend, we'll get the book done. Once the book is done, I'll send it out to everybody. You can look at it and see if there's any errors, mistakes, things like that. But I am planning on a meeting, seeing what we have to do. Right now, I'm planning on 6:30 before town meeting.
6:30, you got it.
If it looks like a lot needs to get done, we'll make it 7 o'clock. I know I'll have 2 sets of meetings. I'm sure she'll have these minutes done by then. And I gotta said, I literally just received today, I just got one of her invoices today. I haven't put in for payment, but it's for 4.5 hours. And she had to go back and watch a lot of TV programs to get us caught up, but we are all caught up with meetings. So having said all that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So made,
Second?
Bernie?
Yes.
Alan?
yes.
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 Brianna?
Yes.
And yes.
Thank you, boss.